It's been an ugly stretch for the Rangers of late, and they might not be out of the woods just yet, but they did pick up a key win Monday night over the St. Louis Blues, defeating them 6-4 in comeback fashion. Not unlike the Rangers, the Blues have been scuffling coming into this one. The first 17 minutes of the first period were pretty uneventful, a lot of skating, not a ton of action, but the last 3 minutes made up for it. Braden Schneider gets the Rangers on the board first, he gets a goal. Blues come right back. Former Ranger Pavel Buchnevich gets one by Igor. We're tied at 1 and not done yet. Final 30 seconds of the first period, Rangers go on the power play, and Adam Fox snipes one from the point right off the faceoff. So Rangers head into the second period with a 2-1 lead. Side note about that power play goal, Rangers power play had been struggling, 2 of 25 going into this one, but the Fox goal means they've scored a power play goal in their last 2 games, so hopefully a turnaround there. Rangers really didn't play great hockey in the first period. Neither did the Blues, so they had the lead, but didn't feel like the Rangers were playing sharp. And the Blues come out strong in the second. They score in the first 12 seconds. Vladimir Tarasenko off a Mika Zibanejad turnover. Rangers actually come right back down the ice and score. Vinny Trocheck gets a goal, but then it's all Blues from there. They get 2 more goals, and really they just dominate the period. This looked way better than the Rangers. Dominated offensive possession, dominated offensive pressure. Rangers defense really struggled, and it kind of left Igor out to dry. So he has 4 goals allowed through the first 2 periods, but you really feel like the defense is putting him in tough situations, and Rangers offensively not able to generate a ton of looks throughout the second. So about halfway through the second period, we see head coach Gerard Gallant start to switch things up, start to mix up the lines. And the biggest change is that Alexi Lafreniere and Capo Caco, the kids, with Filipino out, get bumped up to the first line with Mika Zibanejad.
After the second, it was sort of, I wasn't liking what I was seeing. I wasn't liking what I was seeing midway through the second period, and I just wanted to try and spark something again. And like we talked about, the 2 kids deserve some opportunities, and I thought they played really well. So, and for me, it made the 3 lines all better.
It doesn't pay off in the second, but it will in the third. The Rangers, despite playing some pretty awful hockey, only trail by 1 coming into this period. They get some pretty good offensive pressure, and that leads to K'Andre Miller's first goal of the season, ties it at 4, and then Alexi Lafreniere tips in a Mika Zibanejad shot, gives the Rangers the lead. St. Louis goes on the power play, had a chance to tie it. Chris Kreider squashes those hopes. A shorthanded breakaway, he beats Jordan Binghamton. Rangers win 6-4. Man, they needed this win. Rangers have been playing pretty lifeless, even through the first 2 periods of this game. They flip a switch in the third. I think a lot of that has to do with getting Kako and Lafreniere in the first line. We've been hearing a lot of frustration from fans about the kids and when they're going to take that next leap. I think part of the problem is they just haven't had the opportunity to. And here they get paired with Mika Zibanejad, that's a top-line center, and you just see it as an instant spark. Lafreniere and Kako are flying all over the place throughout this period. And Lafreniere gets the goal, but Kako looks really good too. He's making a lot of things happen, and he gets a lot of really good chances. It's getting to the point where he's starting to get a bit unlucky. He had a lot of high danger chances in this game. I also thought the second line looked really good. That's Panarin, Trocheck, and Kravtsov. For a while in this game, they were the only line generating pressure, so I thought they looked good as well. And then defense was pretty bad throughout this game, especially through the first 2 periods. It gets better in the third. I think that's more to do with the offense taking a step up and keeping the pressure in the O-zone. But I will say that the second D-line of K'Andre Miller and Jacob Trouba, that's another group that's gotten a lot of criticism from fans and media alike. I thought they played really well today. I think Trouba played better than he's been playing, and K'Andre Miller, I thought, had one of the best games of his season. So you look at the stats today, the plus and minus, they both have +3. That leads the team, so good to see that from them. And then overall, it's just a big win for morale. You felt like the locker room, they were really pressing for this win. They had been a little bit down lately, so this was a good feel-good win and a little bit of a boost for this team.
We've got higher expectations for ourselves than anyone else, outside this room or even this organization has for us. The group in this room has very high expectations. We put more pressure on ourselves than anyone else ever could. So for us, it's important to see, like we talked about, pucks go in. It's important to get the 2 points. Yeah, we want to feel good after a win and not like ho-hum. We're supposed to win. Mm-hmm. It's winning is hard in this league, and we've certainly learned that. And if there's a team that hates losing more in this league right now, then I don't know who it is. So we love to win, and we certainly hate to lose. So we're gonna do everything we can to keep winning hockey.
it comes before a pretty big stretch. Rangers have 2 West Coast games coming up. They go to Vegas on Wednesday to play the Golden Knights. They're in first place in the Pacific, and then you have the reigning champs, the Colorado Avalanche, in Colorado on Friday. And then when you come back home, it's the Devils, who are first place in the NHL, and then the Maple Leafs, and then the Flyers. So that's a stretch of 4 or 5 really important games, really big day to win prior to that.
Well, it meant a lot. Obviously, the streak we've been in the last 2 weeks hasn't been good, so, definitely to get a win tonight, it's positive moving forward, and hopefully we get a game, and we're going back to play Vegas. It's a real good team, and then, Colorado a couple nights later, so we better play ready to play on the road and play well, and we've had a pretty good success in the road, so hopefully we'll play well again.
Once again, Rangers win 6-4. Stay tuned. Samantha Bohr and I are going to have a joint report coming out soon. But that'll do it for now. For WFEV Sports, I'm Lou Orlando.